Oh, finally, for the first time, I managed to click the record button, and actually it worked. I'm really proud. Okay, so hi everyone. This is like the last stand-up for this quarter, which happens to be the sprint that was converted to a sprintino of using DHT and Relay to access stuff on the browser. We kind of like try to cram everything in 1 week. Let's see what we got. Who wants to take notes? Who is willing to take notes this time? Not Jeremy. What was the last time? Okay, I can take notes. So someone else go ahead and I start with their update.
I can go first because my update is the smallest. I don't have much progress from Wednesday because I spent much time prepping for this presentation yesterday. But today in the evening I have some time to look to WebSockets on the Go IPFS gateway. That's going to be great.
Okay, I have the libp2p relay code working by itself. Working on getting integration actually working. Figuring out the points where it's going to plug in is interesting. So I should have that done today.
I guess I can go.
Yeah, it is really fast. So you said relay working, and what was the other thing?
Figuring out integration points.
For what?
For relay.
Okay, so you have the code. Okay, got it. That's what you meant by integration code, relay code working by itself.
So I guess I go. I'm getting really close to having the relay working. So I have the basic case working with the dial-in and the relaying. I'm working on listening right now, on listening on a relay endpoint or a relay address, and implementing the I think it's called onion dialing, which is probably the most involved of the two, the telescope and the onion. I think I got the integration points kind of figured out. I implemented it as a transport itself, as a lower level transport. So it hooks up in all the places that a regular transport would. So I still have to do some. So what I haven't figured out is whether it should be a special case where it's loaded always, or we should have some, like a more implicit way of loading it, depending on whether you have like an address in your swarm or not, things like that.
So on the JS IPFS side, does the transport, when you dial on a transport, do you give it the peer ID that you're dialing?
Yeah.
Okay. On the Go side, we strict that out because like the transport is agnostic of like what peer you're actually dialing. Like that information doesn't go to that layer. So I'm trying to figure out how to plug this in.
So I see what you're saying. What I give it is I give it the peer info. Actually, no, I give it a full-blown address, the multi-address, and then I extract the peer ID from that. I do need the peer ID for circuit, otherwise I can't do much with it.
Right.
So, and then extracting that, I either do like explicit dialing on an explicit transport, or I do just any relay that has a connection to that, or the full-blown flow. But yeah, I hazarded the ID. That's the main point.
Okay, yeah, because like if I'm making it as a transport, the weird thing becomes like, then that means that the TCP transports and all the other transports get past a peer ID, which they shouldn't have to care about. Like the TCP transport should not know what a peer ID is.
Well, since it goes the
clarification.
Go ahead.
Our transports do not know what a peer ID is. In terms of like the abstraction of transport, it doesn't know. Swarm does know. Like Swarm, when Swarm is calling the transport, it has the peer info, like this container of the information of the peer, and that's like it doesn't bleed into the transport abstraction.
Right.
But yeah, like in the beginning, like Swarm, as like when was calling transport, would also not have access to the peer info. Now it has, because we also want to then register which was the multi-other used to dial that peer, so that when we look if it's connected or not, we know which multi-other is being used from all the available ones. So yeah, just to clarify, the transport abstraction still doesn't have idea of what a peer ID is.
Yeah. So all the transport does is basically kind of parse the multi-address, extract all the circuit endpoints, and then has that onto the Swarm, and the Swarm takes care of the dialing from there. So basically, kind of it drops around Swarm, but yeah, what David said, basically.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might, on the Go side, plug it into the Swarm, but not as a transport dialer. The transport listener works fine. That's an easy one to make. The transport dialer, I think it doesn't quite fit, so I don't know if I'm gonna push it down to that layer.
It was the hardest thing for me to figure out how to plug it in.
Yeah, it's really really weird.
It's really weird, but it ended up being. I tried it out as a transport finally, and it actually ended up being a lot better than what I thought. So I think that's, at least on the JS side, it's probably the best way to go.
Okay.
And I think like that's also because like you can there is like this listening pipeline and like the dialing pipeline, and like you can just throw a connection that you receive as if it was like a socket that you just open, and like Swarm will think, oh, like this is just one more socket that I have to do the upgrade dance to SecIO and speed and so on.
Yeah, I don't really have to do any of that. I just pass it back. Like when I get the connection, just like a regular dialer, it just passes back to the Swarm, and the Swarm just does the regular flow that it usually do with the regular socket. Yep.
So I with all this talking, I lost your point when you said, now I'm going to do X. What is the next part that you need to do for Relay?
So I want to finish up the so I need to finish up the onion dialing, basically dialing several relays in the address, and then I think with that it's a full-fledged functional relay. The other thing I need is obviously the for passive dialing, I need the ls command. I need to get the list of peers for that relay. That's the next thing I need to. Right now, it's active, or I kind of mock it, just shovel connections into.
Why do you need ls for the passive one?
Because I need to know which peers that relay knows about.
Well, you can try, right? Like you try to dial, it will tell you no. Like we have our codes for that. Like, oh, I don't have any connection to this peer, and then like
okay,
right? You don't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. Yeah.
Okay, sweet, awesome. So yeah, we don't need ls. Ls will just like be a fun feature to play with.
Yeah, it'll be cool because there's another person who's really wanting a similar feature. And so if we can figure out a good way, a privacy conscious way of doing this, then that'd be good and make a lot of people happy. So it's definitely something we want to figure out, but it's kind of hard.
Agreed. One of the things that can be like a first step, like if we have that feature enabled behind the flag, then we can have bootstrapper nodes that have that feature. And if you are dialing to the bootstrapper nodes, you're already revealing yourself to the network. So it might be good, for example, for a browser node or for a node that's really down in a hole behind a lot of nets to dial to a bootstrapper, and then to be able to see which nodes the bootstrapper is dialed to, so that they can relay to these other nodes that are one hop away. But just the bootstrappers, not the entire network. But we can discuss that in the nodes issue, as White suggested on IRC.
Just a quick question. LS is you with LS, you want the list of peers connected to that peer?
Yeah.
Or just all peers seen?
all peers that you have currently a connection, so that you
Connection
can
to.
relay for me without doing any work, extra work.
Right. Right. But the DHT already has a method for this.
It kind of does. We tried to shove this in to the DHT last time we were doing relay. But it never,
I wrote that method yesterday.
yeah,
So I'm like a little confused right now.
it doesn't
Lars?
work and go.
We're
Okay.
gonna need a similar feature for enumerating somebody's peers for routing later, like for packet routing. When we want to construct routes through the network, we'll probably need it as well.
Yeah.
Right.
But a bit more coupled to packet routing. Like you get a list of peers and the little part of the route that each of these peers is assigned to. But it's
Yeah, I
far off.
mean, we can design something. We're gonna you opened an issue so we can discuss this and kind of capabilities and such that we want to have in there.
Yep. I'll write it down.
Cool. Anything else?
Not on my side, no.
Okay.
Cool. Friedel, you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah, I wrote DHT thingies. Most things are working. Code is there pretty much for every single thing. It just might not be working. So I'm currently going through writing more tests and testing various things and making sure things do what they're supposed to do. And then it's currently all in isolation. It's just in the DHT module. So the next step will then be integrated into Swarm, integrated into the P2P, integrated into JS IPFS, and implement the high-level wrapping commands and all the integration stuff. And then do interop tests with Go. On the interop tests with Go, I ran into a problem this morning. I posted an IRC. I don't think anybody responded. I'm not able to build either Go to P2P, DHT, or PeerStream. They both die and fail with various error messages that Go and GX are very unhappy about.
Maybe we forgot to push some update. Can you send me messages?
Yeah, I can send you messages.
I did an update lately, and I may have forgotten to push a repo somewhere that would have made things upset.
All right. I'm posting them in IRC.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna continue working on this tomorrow. I'm have a long train ride, and then I have a long flight. So I hope to finish the major parts on that flight.
Cool. I'll see you in Curacao then.
All right.
Oh hey, who's coming to Amsterdam as well?
I'm coming
Peter,
to
right?
Amsterdam, but I like fly at 5 a.m. to arrive at 9 to then leave at 10. So are you flying tomorrow at 10 a.m.?
No, we're flying.
On Sunday.
We're flying Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm arriving tomorrow night in Amsterdam at 9ish.
Yeah, me too.
So cool. We can go up and get a beer. And we're actually literally directly inside the airport. I checked the map today. It's like
Oh yeah, the hotel is in the airport?
The hotel is like it's part of the airport. Like it's a airport hotel. So
Okay. That's good to know because
it's a 4-minute walk to the train station in the hotel. To the train station of the airport.
Yeah, okay. Might go to downtown first to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's a bit nicer than
Yeah,
I mean,
Drink some coffee, Lars,
Bye-bye.
in Amsterdam.
Cheers.
Are you leaving?
Yep. I got it. Going to
See you
town.
soon.
See ya.
Go to
Alright.
town.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Okay.
we might just want to drop off our stuff and then because my train goes directly to the airport and then like drop stuff.
Yeah, I
off
might just
and
go
back to
there
town.
first as well then. I'm arriving 9ish, 9:30ish, I think. Need to get a
Yeah.
ticket actually. So I don't have a ticket yet.
Mm.
Yeah, I just got my ticket today. Let me check. I posted actually when I'm actually 9:41. Oh, okay, yeah, 9:41. I'm arriving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do 9:41 as well.
Sweet. That's probably the same train because you have to switch at Amsterdam Main.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
9:21.
Well, guys, we are kind of like
Sorry.
Yeah.
just
So sorry.
So, Friedel, have you finished your update?
Yeah, hacking on all the transports on transportation on transport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, my update. If someone can help me take notes on that one. So I've been like working on all the Friedel has prepared this issue that I linked on the notes. It is like a comprehensive list of all the things that need to happen for DHT. Friedel has been doing all the hard work inside the core module and like interop tests and so on, while I've been like kind of like cleaning the rest of the paths for the integration on Swarm, on Peerbook, on Peer Info, and so on. Kind of like we took the opportunity to redesign some of the APIs, make them simpler, with the result of like I've been like removing so much code from so many modules because we repeated the number of operations, and now we have like just cleaner APIs that are more convenient for the typical things that we do everywhere. So that led to a lot of refactoring. I started adding more tests on the bundles. I started adding more tests on Swarm. Like things are in general way more nicer for people that are touching. Nevertheless, with a caveat, I'm way more nicer overhaul. Swarm still continues like this ugly monster. Like we need to take a day to just Swarm because it's like so nasty to touch and
Same to go.
Yeah,
same to go. Like it is this ball that we keep wrapping stuff on top, and like it's madness. And
Big ball of mud.
yeah, like huge thumbs up for DryJoff that like just jumped into that ball of mud and I started hacking on it and managed to do something with it like very fast without asking questions to anyone. Really impressed because like it is really nasty. We need to refactor it at some point. So there is changes in Peerbook, in Peer Info, in Peer-to-Peer Swarm, in Peer-to-Peer, the base class, Node.js. I've merged them all. So like today was the day that we finished all of the details and merged them all till with Peer-to-Peer Node.js, which means pretty now you can like start integrating DHT there. I will update now the browser version and then like FloodSub, BitSwap, and then just IPFS to use these new APIs and also to start consuming the connected addresses from the ones that are active on Peerbook. So that thing that I was saying before in the beginning of the call, we now register which multi-other we are using when we dial to someone. So we will start printing the right multi-others when we do like Swarm peers and not like all of the multi-others that we know. So that will be nicer also for users. And yeah, so that's what I'm focused. After I do this, I'm not sure what is more important. If I should like add the latency recording to Peerbook, like if that will be very quick. It's like doing ping and like recording the average. But
so on the latency recording.
What?
I don't think Go. So on the latency recording, I'm not sure. It's a nice to have. I don't think Go does anything with the information. So it's like, meh. Yeah, it would be like.
Okay.
It's like. So what is important though? What we need is connection closing. We need the close on interface connection. I need that because I need to open specifically dial peers to check if they actually can speak DHT.
Yeah.
And then need to close that connection again. And that's going to be a multiplex connection. So we really need that proper closing.
But we have connection closing. The only thing that like doesn't happen right now is like when you dial to like a peer and you have like 10 different multi-others, if you happen to like nail on like 2 or more sockets, you are going to not close graciously one of them. You are just going to use one of them and the other ones will be like lingering there. But connection closing happens. Like you can hang up here and you can like, that happens.
But I can't, but if I do it dial on the DHT protocol,
Yeah.
I can't explicitly say like close this thing because I'm actually not needing it. I just wanted to test you. I can use pull empty, but this is not
you can like
full guarantee.
you can do dial without protocol.
No, but I want to do dial. So I have both. I have dial without protocol to ensure connection, and I have dial with a protocol where I want to just know you speak this protocol, right? So if the connection is established, I'm happy, and then I want to just close it. And for that,
so it's identify so you dial identify and get the protocols from the other end, and then you hang up if it doesn't speak what you want, right?
Yeah.
It's actually a full connection establishing on DHT protocol and done, and then hanging up.
Yeah. Does the DHT reuse the same?
That's literally
pipe?
what Go does.
Does the DHT reuse the same pipe? For
it should use if there's a connection already open, it should just be
let me clarify my question. Like in BitSwap, I never like if I open a BitSwap stream to you, a stream not a connection, like you are not going to send me blocks on that one. I'm just going to send you stuff. And then like, if you want to send to me, you open a BitSwap stream to me. And what I'm asking is like when I open a DHT stream to you, are you going to write data on that stream, or are you going to open another stream to me if you want to write data to me? I think
so this so ahead. I'm gonna open a stream to you and just see if I can do that and then close it.
Yeah.
To know you speak DHT.
Yeah.
And if I actually want to send you data, I'm gonna open a new stream.
Yeah, but like the other side will never write anything through that first stream. If I do a read,
this should be an empty connection. Like open, check, close.
Yeah, so that's
like what nobody should ever write something on that connection.
Okay. So yeah. So that's like the idea I'm having is. So you can, by default, as soon as a connection open, write a pull empty. Like if you open a connection to me, you can write pull empty. So if I want to test you, I can like open a connection and then do pull empty, and that connection is going to, that stream is going to get closed graciously, always.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
Okay. Do we have that guarantee that is always going to be closed graciously if we pull empty?
Yeah. That's not part of the stream boxer.
All right, cool. But I'm already doing pull empty. So if that gives us all the guarantees we need, I'm happy. I just want to make sure I'm not just generating overhead that we could avoid.
Yeah, the thing is like the close. The other thing that we talk about the close is more closing all the sockets that were open till the socket level. So like we have this connection abstraction, we need to have a close that propagates to the socket that like calls the destroy on the socket or whatever method is called on that transport. We basically need to upgrade the interface transport to have that method defined so that every transport implements it and so on. That was pretty much it. So let's take these two, like the add latency recording and close method to interface connection out. Let's definitely have the close method, but that's a different thing. There is integrate into Leap peer-to-peer, integrate into just IPFS. You can now do the integration into Leap peer-to-peer. Well, I guess I can also help you with that.
So on the integration to Leap P2P, I mean the integration to Leap P2P is actually pretty straightforward. It's just we just need to figure out where we exactly want to instantiate the DHT and where and how we want to do that.
On the base class.
It needs on the base class. Yeah. Okay. Then it's pretty straightforward. You just need to pass it the P2P instance itself, and then it's happy and goes along. Yeah. One thing is a note on that is the DHT currently doesn't have a shutdown command. there's no way to stop it.
Cannot be stopped.
It cannot be stopped. I did make it so that it doesn't throw up when the P2P gets stopped.
Okay.
So in theory, it should be enough to just stop the P2P, and the DHT will not be able to do anything with the network anymore. It will just be sad.
But it should. Why cannot it have a stop?
It could have a stop. I just didn't do one.
Can we have one?
Because I also didn't do a start one.
Can we
I
have
wasn't sure if we actually need one.
We want, because like you, for example, I don't recall, there is a flag in the config, like for provider, like there is a flag that you can say, or even like on the app that you can say that you don't want to provide those records that you're adding. So you need to have a way to.
That's it, but that happens on the JS IPFS level where you need to call provide explicitly if you add something.
What I mean is like there should be an options that gets passed through peer-to-peer to activate or deactivate the routing, and like there should be also something that gets exposed, like to enable and disable that. And like, why not? Like, the DHT is chatty enough, and like it is one of those protocols that generates a lot of chaos. That like for some tests, it's better to have turned off so that we can have a better understanding of what's going on.
Right, but we could just not instantiate it then.
Yeah, but like we can also like just let it be and have an on and off, like we have BitSwap and all the other things.
Fine, it's just going to be a horrible amount of work.
Yeah, like for example,
I need to add flags everywhere. Like
DHT needs to have a start. DHT needs to have a start because like you can only turn, like DHT can only be working and sending probes if peer-to-peer is on, and like if I do peer-to-peer stop, DHT will like freak out the next moment because then like it will.
That's what I said. It's intelligent enough. It checks if P2P is online, and if P2P is offline, it will just stop doing stuff.
Ah, okay. Well, let's.
It just checks on the P2P node.
Got it.
Hey, are you online? Nah, I can't do anything. You're not online.
Okay.
Right. So it will start and stop with P2P currently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have the on and off. Nevertheless, I'm sure that will be.
Fine.
Remember, like, yeah.
I'm not saying it's not good. I just don't want to do it. Okay.
Come on, Bruno. You already did so much work.
Fine. Get your stop and start. I'll do it. Fine.
Thank you.
Okay. Adding a new task. But I'm only going to do it if you make those sharders tests.
You are wonderful.
Work for me.
Frito. Cool. Okay, so let me get back to the icon.
Okay, can you create an issue for latency recording in Peerbook?
Yeah.
So that we don't forget about it. I'm just going to strike it through for now.
Alrighty then. Okay, cool. Is there any outstanding questions that people would like to see answered? Or is there any information that... Okay, does everyone feel that their time was well spent in this call? Was it useful? Sweet, awesome. Okay, so have a great rest of your day, or a great day if you are starting your day, and enjoy your weekend. And let's get this ship. So close.
All right. Yes. One question. When I'm not aware of when is the when are we going to ship this? Like when is the next release? I guess I should know that, but
yeah, it should. It is.
What is it?
We don't have like a fixed release schedule.
Okay.
We like to do at any person.
My helper.
Oh, she's writing all the relay code. Nice.
It's him and my cat.
That's why you are so fast. It's cool. Okay, so trying to not get distracted. Me trying. You feel free to continue playing. So yeah, next week, as you know, we have like this lab week thing where we spend a lot of time talking and preparing and discussing. And so I cannot promise me or Friedel or Jeremy or whomever to like review extensively all the code. And like if Relay and DHT are a thing where we have like tests and tests and tests, and like we try it, we check all the latest branches, and everything works super fine, then we might merge it by next week, but like release only the week after, so that we can like put up penny fires if we need to. But yeah, optimally we should have everything ready by next week to so then merge the week after. Lars?
And regarding Go IPFS, Go IPFS is on a 2-week release schedule, and yesterday 048 was released. So the next one, like the RC for 049 is going to be in 1 week, and then the 049 release in 2 weeks. And I'm not 100% sure we can get the relay in, but regardless, I'm going to push for a bit more time for browser integration right at the start of April, like after lab week, just because we're all focused into it and we're getting really close. And
we're super close, people. We're super close. Also, just a warning for all the JavaScript people, there's a sprint coming up, hopefully, for Go IPFS about connection closing. We're going to need that sprint too as soon as we have the DHT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we should call that like reputation mechanism, because that's what it really needs to be. But yeah, it's there's a lot of interesting research on that end. Cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, super cool.
One more thing, David. You asked what you could like where you could do stuff. The public-facing API of the DHT is pretty ready, and if you look at it, like, it should be all documented. So what you could do starting work on is the all the methods in JS IPFS. So the CLI and the core methods.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, okay. So I'll finish, as I said, like the browser and like BitSwap and so on, like all of those updates that I need still to push, and then I'll start working on it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's great. And also, I will port the DHT test that we have in JS IPFS API to the interface IPFS core, so that we run those batch of tests for both implementations.
Yeah, and the sharpness test, if we can get that, but it uses IPDB, so I'm not sure if we can.
Yeah, I still need to like spend time on sharpness, because right now it's just like a thing that runs, and like it's not like it's good because it is like so static, like no one touches those tests, so like if they fail, you broke something. Like it is like
you broke something massively.
but also like I don't know, like for example, I don't know how much of the sharpness has changed in Go IPFS, because we don't have them in a separate repo. It's like, do I need to keep like pulling them down? Another thing, like if Go IPFS keeps releasing this way, like we need to automate the process of like updating IPFS daemon controller and like pushing just IPFS API with the new version, because like ain't nobody got time to like be doing that manually every 2 weeks, right? Like it is like 4 modules that need to be tested manually and like released sequentially to like update each time Go IPFS releases.
Yeah, that needs to be a script at least.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I have.
Cool.
Today.
All right.
Thank you for your time. This was exciting.
Thank you, everyone.
Enjoy
Thank you,
your
guys. Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good time in Curacao.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll send
I
a
will
poster.
try to make better of it.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll come back with a lot of good news for everyone.
All right. Awesome. Cool, guys.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.